Happy birthday. This is your present from several of your friends and family. We just got together and wanted to make a video for you just to let you know how much you've meant to us. So, happy birthday. Enjoy the video.
Very happy birthday this morning to Bob Sevilles, number 50 for him. Also, happy
Packer fan there.
I guess so. And a very happy birthday, number.
Happy 50th birthday, Bob, from the Abbotts. I'm Ed.
I'm Linda.
And I'm Ashley.
And Muffy is the elusive Sweetie. And Taffy and Peepers and Polly and Sunny.
We want to wish you the happiest of 50th birthday from the Abbott Zoo. We're hoping that the next 50 years holds many special things, a special diet, I'm sure.
Funny hat.
Weird sense of humor.
And even weirder cars.
We hope you have the best of all 50th birthday, and the next 50 years be even better. We hope that the rat holds out as long as you can drive it.
We figure the next 50 years will be even more bizarre.
Happy birthday, Bob. God bless you and your family.
Good luck to you and happy birthday.
Hi, Eddie. Can't believe you're 50 years old. That must make me 100. I remember when you were a little boy, when I first married, we went to see Papa and Mom at the Handmill Mine, and spending the week, and I just couldn't get over it. All he wanted to eat was peanut butter and white eggs. You've grown up to be a fine young man. We appreciate you, and we love you.
What did you tell me? Maybe I want to wish you a happy birthday. And the biggest thing I remember is when I quit 153 of us. We went on a trip to Texas, and you stayed sick the whole time we were going out. And I didn't like this boy, but I am going to. And I want you to know I wish you a happy birthday. Well, bye. This is just for the next. You hit Barry on the head with a curtain rod. She was 2 weeks old. And I can remember that. Bye. 50th birthday. I remember when I turned 50, they put a big sign on the street called Old Buck.
I want you to get this picture too.
You don't set that after there, do you?
Happy birthday, Eddie, before you got to be a year old, and here you are 50 and you're still alive. Here you are in your first picture, and look at that dress. Little boy, baby boys don't wear dresses anymore, but you did then. You can tell by that it's a 50-year-old picture. Happy birthday again.
Well, one thing I remember about Eddie, I believe it's right after he had started the college, he came back by and picked her up.
Yeah, you better get out.
We lived at Dumas at Anderson Chapel Community. And on their way, they stopped and bought a goat.
Yeah.
Put it in the back of the car and hauled that goat all the way to Dumas. And when they got there with that goat, I said, where in the world are y'all going to put that goat? I said, oh, we'll just tie him up down here. I said, no, you won't. When y'all go back, you carrying that goat back because we're not going to have a goat down here. And so when they left, well, they carried that goat back. But that's just one of the things that, but they have many special and precious memories of them.
our son that's made us proud of
There, son. You got some right
He's
there.
never done anything publicly to embarrass us. And I'm proud of that. I really am. I love you, son. Appreciate you. Now, this in our old days,
Oh, the outhouse.
you dug a hole back there in the bank. And when that hole got full, you'd move the toilet and cover up that hole. And so you kept moving it, covering it up. Covering it up. But this is kind of the outhouse we had when Eddie was a little bitty boy.
Yeah. But he didn't have one near this tree.
No, it wasn't this nice either.
Hi, Dad. Granny didn't have a video camera, so she sent this letter and she wanted me to read it for you. A long time ago, our lives were radically changed. Our two older children had married and moved to their own homes. I had married Bob Daniels, and Dee and I moved to Benton, Arkansas. It was the beginning of the school year. Dee started junior high. It was not many days until she came home telling me about the nice young man she found in her class. Another few days later, she told us he was to sing a solo in church Sunday, and she wanted to go hear him. We didn't go to our church that Sunday, but took her across town to Faith Church. Bobby Civils did sing his solo that day, and everyone thought he sang like an angel. Dee said he looks like one too. That was our introduction. As time hurried by, they saw a lot of each other, and since their interests were similar, they participated in several things together. One or the other set of parents drove them to the movies, school activities, parties, or sports activities, then picked them up afterward. In Benton, we lived very close to the street, and my parents lived next door. My mother had a little Cocker Spaniel named Taffy that was very dear to her. One day, Taffy ran into the street and was killed by a car. Bobby felt almost as bad as my mother. The next thing we knew, he and a friend came to ask if they could bring her another puppy. We all cried, but she said no. She didn't feel she could stand to have another one run over. These were the growing up days. Robert Civils Sr. had a call to go preach in a church in Dumas, Arkansas, so their family moved. Dee missed her young man so much she refused to go out with anyone else. It was very soon time for college. Partly determined by scholarships, Dee and Bobby went to two different colleges for one semester. Dee was going on a partial scholarship to the college in Conway, but she really wanted to transfer to the college in Russellville where Bobby was attending so they could be in the same band and do more things together. We yielded. It would have been too hard to say no. We were a team. We were spending a good many weekends camping in the state park at Dardanelle Lake, just outside of Russellville. We enjoyed sharing our time with Dee and Bobby. Sometimes other members of their band came too. We usually fried donuts and made hot chocolate before they needed to go back to the dorms. It was fun to share. We were a team. We were so proud of both of them on graduation day. By that day, they had made a lifelong commitment and were planning a wedding. The wedding was May 27th, just a little while after graduation. Bobby's dad performed the ceremony. Bob escorted our daughter down the aisle, and the vows sealed the marriage well. They are still happy together. Dee wore a white dotted nylon gown and a big hand-crocheted summer hat. Everyone was excited, but none as much as Dee and Bobby. Both the bride and the groom had been hired to teach at Mount Ida, Arkansas. Bob had joined the Arkansas National Guard and had to go do his long stint of duty. Dee stepped in and taught his band until he came home. Yes, they were a good team. Brother Royal, who had been our pastor in Benton, was serving as pastor at Mount Ida, and naturally Dee attended that church. When Bobby got home, he was selected to serve as music director. They worked together as youth leaders. They were a good team. Dee and Bob sponsored many summer trips to Glorietta Encampment. When their two children came to join them, they went along on these trips. Many of the young people have kept in touch with Dee and Bob, visiting now and then. I am so proud of the team of Dee and Bob, and proud, too, to see Mandy and Jeremy and Daniel and Heidi following in their footsteps. Good teams are hard to find. Happy 50th, and many more. Love, Mom T.
Contacted all of us to get us to wish you a happy 50th birthday. Well, I'm here to do it. I want to tell you happy birthday, and that you're my brother and I love you. you, and you've meant a lot to me in my life. Some things that we shared when we were younger. You taught me how to dive in the Dumas pool. You taught me how to play chess, and not just how to play, but understand the game and fundamental mates and open. You taught me how to play trumpet, and you taught me how to practice. I remember I used to go to band camp, and you'd give me $20, $30 to spend the weeks I was there, just because I'd practiced hard all year. We used to skateboard over on Spivey's parking lot at Benton before we left there. I remember lots of moments like that all big brothers should share with little brothers, and I think you went way above the call of duty and took me places that most big brothers wouldn't want to have to keep up with a younger brother. Well, I do want to wish you a very happy birthday, and thank you for all you mean to me, and tell you how much I love you and how much all of us here in Arkadelphia and my family love you. And just want you to know that hope your 50th birthday is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I hope you have one 50 years from now and make it to 100. Goodbye.
Say to the most wonderful man in the whole wide world. Honey, it's a treat to be sharing your 50th birthday with you, and I'm proud of everything that you've accomplished, and I just thought I'd go back and review a little of the highlights of some things that have been special to me in our relationship. First of all, of course, when I met you in the 7th grade, it was so easy to talk to you, and I didn't hardly know anybody else in Benton and didn't talk to anybody else, but you became an immediate friend as well as a boyfriend, and you were always there to talk things over with and to help me figure out what to do about things. And from then on, you've been my most valuable friend, and we've had a lot of good times together, done a lot of things together, gone places together. Your family has been like my family, and they took me in so easily and so quickly, and it's just been a wonderful growing experience since we were in the 7th grade. But as we got on into high school and really got to enjoy being close to one another, then you had to move away, but our relationship stayed strong through that too, and on through college, and then we were able to get married and start our own home and have a wonderful summer together, our first summer, and to move to Mount Ida and teach and work in the church together, and then start a family there together, to have a beautiful baby girl, and then a couple of years later to have a sweet little boy. That it just made a complete family and a wonderful time for all of us. And you've given us lots of fun times, lots of laughter, lots of just always being together and doing things together. As a family, we've done a lot of school activities, church activities, our own jogging time and running time to do the races different places, and it's just been a neat experience of our family growing up together and doing things together and always having fun no matter what it was, because you always have such a neat personality and a fun way of living your life. And you've been a good influence on each of us, and you've been a good influence on all the kids that you've taught. You've always been there to help them. You've taught them music, but you've taught them how to be a neat person. You've helped each teacher that you've come in contact to enjoy life and develop good friendships, and you've just been a real special person throughout, and I appreciate all the things that you've done for us, that you've helped us financially to stay on our feet, and that you've helped us to grow spiritually, and just the friendships that we've made in every town that we've been in. We couldn't have done that without you, because you're the leader of our home. And I appreciate the funny things that happen. You've got the best sense of humor and quick wit that I think I've ever seen, and it has been handed down to your son and to your daughter, and it's neat to see what wonderful personalities they've developed because of having you as a father. I've just enjoyed being your wife for all these years, and I value the special things you've done, the surprise anniversary cruise, the surprise anniversary booklet, just so many things that you've put yourself into, and you've done extra things to make it special for me and for us. And we value all the things that you've done, and we just thank you for each of those things, that you've shown love and you've shown leadership, and it's just been wonderful having you with us and guiding us, and we appreciate it, and I hope that this video presentation has been very meaningful to your 50th birthday, that we'll have many, 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 many more years together. I love you.
Hi, Dad. I guess it's my turn now. I just basically want to tell you a few of the things that you've taught me in my life. Of course, you've taught me a lot since you are my dad, so I've learned a lot of things. I couldn't do it all in 20 minutes or even in an hour. But Coach Crowder, you know, he took 20 minutes, so I figure if he can take 20 minutes, I can take a while too. So, I just want to start by saying you've taught me how to have a good character. It's something that you taught me a long time ago, but just as an example, one time when we were at Wild River Country with, I don't know, the youth group or the band or something, I went to buy my meal, and I got my whole big meal and everything. Cost me like $6, but when I got to the window, they didn't ask for my money. They just gave me my meal and said thank you. So I left, and I told everybody how awesome it was because I got my meal for free. But when I told you, you told me that if they had overcharged me $6, would I have gone back and got my money back? So that's when I thought, well, I guess I better go pay them. And I've thought of that several times in my life, that doing the right thing is more important than getting your free $6 or whatever else. So you've taught me a lot. That's just one example about character. Another thing you've taught me is how to laugh. Oh my gosh, I don't know how much we've laughed. So we're rolling the floor about big candy canes that we're trying to take to Mama Louise in the car. Now that was Mom's fault, but we laughed about it forever. I'm laughing now. And then also just our family vacations where we're, you know, sleeping in the car at Denny's, and then we get out of the car and go in at 3 in the morning and ask the waitress if we went out and got some sleep, if we could come back and it would still be a free buffet. We rolled about that one for a while. And then, of course, just when we were on our youth trips and all kinds of stuff when I was a teenager, you were there with me for everything. And I'm sure a lot of other kids were going, man, she's got to have her dad around all the time. But I didn't mind because you were hilarious and you were a lot of fun to be around, and all the kids loved to be around you, and I did too. So I just want to say thanks for making me laugh. The third thing, of course, is to love music. It's part of our life all the way starting back, you know, great-grandparents. So it's just something that's been passed down, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you making me practice French horn, even though I didn't want to, 3 times a day sometimes. I appreciate that because now I see where it's gotten me, and now I'm a band director, believe it or not, and I like it. So I just want to say thanks for teaching me to love music and in church and band, all that stuff. So also, the fourth thing is just teaching me to love and respect our family in several ways. One is just yours and Mom's relationship, what that has meant to me watching you guys love each other and always put each other first, and even going through some hard times. I've seen that too, and how you just bonded together and pulled together for our family. And so you've really showed me how to be the kind of spouse that I should be. And also, let's see, always putting us first. I always, at every single activity I went to, you were always there. And there were some other kids that their parents didn't give a rip. They were never there. And I see that now as a teacher. It's just parents that they'll just drop their kids off or just expect them to find a ride. And I really appreciate that you were always there for me in everything that I did. If I was in it, then you were going to be there. And then also, I'm not a parent yet, but you really taught me how to be a parent. I'm looking forward to that because I think I can do a pretty good job of it because I watched you for years, and you taught me, you know, all the discipline and all the stuff that I'm using it now as a teacher, but also just when I'm a parent, I know that I can just look back on what you and Mom did and I'll be fine. So I appreciate what you've taught me there. And the last thing is just you've taught me to love and serve others for the Lord. I mean, through your church work, through everything that you do for people. Starting with the church work, of course, the choirs. You've taken people that can't sing a lick and made them feel good about themselves, feel like they're given a part to choir and to the Lord by working hard and singing for Him. And some of them actually got better, and some of them that were pretty good got a lot better, and they all loved and appreciated that from you. I could tell it. They would say it, and I could see it in their eyes, how much it's meant to them that somebody would take that time to really sit down and try to help them learn how to sing. Also, just that you're always taking people with you to Thanksgiving or wherever else we were. If there was somebody without a place to go, you were going to just say, jump in the car with us. Didn't matter what the situation. We took people from Germany. We took people from Mount Ida. We took friends. We took everybody down there. Or wherever we were going. You have people at our home. You're just always open to share our lives with people. And also, the do-good money, I remember that, how you would always just set aside in your budget, a monthly budget for helping out others. And that had a big effect on my life. And I just wanted you to know, all these things have really meant a lot to me. Just the 50 years that you've spent and the 25 of them that I've gotten to experience have just been wonderful. And I just thank you for all you've meant to me. And happy birthday. Have another great 50 years. I love you.
Happy birthday. And Mandy says I have to do this, so no, I'm just kidding. I wanted to do it, but I'm not going to take as much time as Coach Crowder or my wife. But we're supposed to say nice things about you, so I can come up with a couple. 3, actually. I have 3 nice things to say about you. One is, like, from the first little bit that I came down the house, you let me kiss your wife, and that's pretty cool. And my own wife now almost left me at that moment. But anyway, that was kind of nice of you. But generally, when I came down there for the very first time, I could tell that everyone in the Civils house, people were made to feel at home there, and I know I was. I felt at home, and from the moment that Mandy and I became really serious, and especially when we got engaged, and since we've been married, I've been made to feel like a son to you and to Mom, so I'm really appreciative of that, and I know that's a lot of son-in-laws don't experience that, and I know Heidi's about to experience that, but I'm really appreciative of that, and I've really felt like a part of you all since almost day one, so I know that can't be easy when somebody kind of takes your daughter away from you somewhat, so I appreciate that. The other thing is, I was going to say that I really appreciated the help that you've given me from the very start. You were my student teaching supervisor and taught me how to be a decent band director and have given me advice since then. But as I was thinking about it, that's just so, if I'm no good at it, we'd be living feud. So I know you don't want to put me and Mandy up like forever, and you don't want me eating your food and stuff and on your baked lays and stuff. So it's probably just your own selfish reasons that you helped me to be really good. But anyway, you did. And I've used, the things that you've said to me. I feel like, when I've talked to other people in college who are do their student teaching and go out into the teaching field, what I always advise them is to find someone who really wants to help you be good at what you're doing, not just put you to work for the 6 months that you be there. And that's what I felt like while I was there, not just because I was your son-in-law, but I felt like that you really tried to help me and look at those things that I needed to know in the coming years, and you did really help me, and I've used it, and I still am using it, the things that have and I parrot back what you said to me to Sarah all the time, so I'm appreciative of that. And the third and most important thing that I can think of that I really like about you is the way you say bye a bop when you burp. I really enjoy that. So, all 3 of those things together, how could I have a better father-in-law? So I'm just proud to be part of your family. I appreciate it. And happy birthday, and I hope to be doing this in another 50 years.
The message to you is going to be short and sweet, but I just wanted you to know that I've had a great time these past 13 months getting to know you and the rest of the family better. I have some great memories of Yellowstone, and I'm really looking forward to spending Thanksgiving with everyone. You've always made me feel very welcome, and I thank you for that. Even on my first date with Daniel, you were making jokes and making me feel very comfortable in your home. You have a wonderful, caring family, and I'm going to be very proud to be a part of it. And thanks again for just everything you have done for me, and have a very happy 50th birthday.
We're told to come up with some stuff that you've meant to us or what you've taught us, so I made a list of a few things that are the most important things that I've learned from you. And the first one is just I've learned the lessons of honesty and integrity and just doing the right thing when maybe it's not the easiest thing to do and maybe it's not the most convenient, or maybe nobody else will even notice that you've done the right thing, but you always taught us to do the right thing growing up and be honest with everybody. And I've kind of just taken that along as I've gone through college and everything, and there's been lots of times that I could have done the wrong thing, or you know, I could have done the easy thing, and instead I thought of you and what you taught us and decided to go ahead and do what was right. So I really appreciate that. I've known it since I was growing up, when I was a little kid, that, you know, lies and not being honest, that wasn't accepted. So I've carried that on. I really appreciate what you've meant to me in that area. And also, my second thing was just the great sense of humor you have, and the great sense of humor that you've taught us, or you've instilled in all of us. You know, there's many memories of us just dying laughing at certain things, but the one that sticks out in my mind is, of course, us at Opryland on our family vacation, and when we went and heard that stupid joke about the chandelier that fell on the guy below him or whatever, and we just died laughing for about an hour and a half. And every time we'd stop laughing, one of us would look at the other one and start laughing again. Anyway, that's always going to be a fond memory of mine, and they say that laughter is the best medicine, so I figure we're due to live for 100, 150 years or so. And another thing that you've taught me that was real special, and it's still special, is to put others before myself, especially our family. You taught us where our priorities should be, and how to put others before ourselves in our actions and in our thinking. I can remember growing up, going to 5K races and stuff every Saturday, and it would have been easy for you and Mom just to sleep in and have the day off or the weekend. And you know, you never did that. You wanted us to do something as a family, and you put us first, and you took us to those road races or baseball card shows or whatever that you thought that we would enjoy and that we could do as a family. So that's really meant a lot to me, and hopefully I can do the same coming up when I have a family. And also I still think about the clothes money and the way you budgeted that when we were growing up, and you always gave that clothes money to me or Mandy when we needed clothes for school and we wanted this kind of shoes or these jeans, you know. You always helped us out, and you and Mom are still wearing the same clothes from like the 70s, and your suits are pretty bad, but you know, I think it's just because you wanted to put us first, and you know, you really don't care about that sort of thing. So, you know, hopefully I can do the same for my kids when I get some. The fourth thing was just to do my best at everything, and you know, if I just gave it 100% and did the best I could, I knew that'd be good enough for you, and it'd be good enough for me, because you know, that's all you can ask of anybody. And you always told me that as long as I gave it my best, and you'd be proud of me. So that's another thing that I've really, I'm glad that a lesson that you've taught me, and hopefully I can teach the same to my kids and other people that I'm around, not just kids. And then a thought for the future, you've just taught me how to lead and maintain a Christian relationship with a spouse, with family, and with the Lord. You know, you always took us to church. We knew that wasn't going to be an option of whether we were going or not. And you know, now that I've got grown up and be able to make my own decisions, I see, you know, how important that was to instill in your kids at the earliest age. And just everything you've done for me, I see all these kids with these certain problems, and I realize how much the Lord blessed me to have a dad like you and parents like you and Mom, and the relationship y'all have. So hopefully I can keep that going with me and Heidi now as we're starting our own family. And the last thing, on a side note, is I have to give you extra props for coming up with the most realistic and the best fantasy football game ever invented, and especially for getting our family involved, and so that we can keep in touch with those that are close to us. So extra props goes out for that. I'm sure we'll be doing that for as many years as possible, and I look forward to that as well. Just want to say happy birthday. I love you very much, and I look forward to many, many more years.